Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The X Productions. I'm the Bizone, aka the Unknown Producer. All right. So today we have a classic for you. I have someone who's definitely I hold high regards to as an MC, as an artist, and as a GOAT in this game of hip hop. It's Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, and then we're gonna be doing the Bridges Over reaction review. That's what I'm gonna be doing today, and I'm very proud of him because he represented my borough, the Bronx, the X, the BX, hard, kept us on the map. He's a true MC, like I said. The Bridge is Over. It's a quick history, and I'm gonna get into it. Bridge is Over is an answer song to MC Shan's The Bridge, where he says in his song about that Queens started hip hop. He was talking about hip hop growing up in Queensbridge, and he says hip hop started out in Queens. KRS heard that and went ballistics, and then he killed him in this song, The Bridge is Over. He killed him. He killed his DJ. He killed the radio station that was giving it play. He juiced his crew, the Juice Crew. He just Queens. And even this Puma sneaker. He made Pumas whack again too. If you wore Pumas, you better not be seeing them Pumas. You know what I mean? But a little more background. KRS-One bounced from his crib and moved and was living in a homeless shelter. That's where he met Scott LaRock, who was a youth counselor, and he met D Nice there, who's I think his mom's worked there. But anyway, they formed BDP, and along with KRS-One's younger brother Kenny Parker, and later on Miss Melody. This song is off the Criminal Minded album, which debuted in 1987. So this isn't a 1990s song like I normally do. This is late 80s. With that being said, I'm going to get it started, and we're going to go into the song. First thing I want to say, before I start, hit that subscribe, hit them likes, and leave them comments so I can get some feedback from you, okay? All right? That dialogue like I always talk about, communication. So let's get it, son.
I say, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. Hey, 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 the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. You see me coming in, he dance with the flipper sensei. Down with the sound called BDP. If you want to join the crew, well, you must see me. You can't sound like Shan or the one Marley. Because Shan and Marley Marley, my rhyme I like the gay. Picking up the mic, man, they don't know what to say. Saying hip hop started out in Queensbridge. Saying lies like that, man, you know them countless. So tell them again, me come to tell them again. Go on, tell them.
I had to stop it there. If you notice his style, the way he's rhyming, how he sounds, he integrated a Jamaican style with his rhyming, and he came up with this. You know, he was the first to do that. You know, after this, a lot of brothers started doing the same thing. You know, in their rhymes, mix it up with that Jamaican style. You know, in their rhymes. You know, like dancehall. You know, just wanted to point that out real quick. And here we go. I'm gonna be stopping it again, real quick.
Them again, me come to tell them again. Tell them again, me come to tell them again. Go on. Tell them again, me come to tell them. Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it, Bronx keeps creating it, and Queens keeps on faking it. All yourself the MC when your beats come out to play. Cause it's an example of KRS-One. It's an example of KRS-One. They wish the man to be the people they cannot. They must be on the dick of who? DJ Scott LaRock. God, we don't complain, nor do we play the game of fake. Boogie Down Production coming 3 different flavors. Pick any dick for the flavor that you say. Mr. Magic Mike wish to come and try to save ya, but instead of helping you out, he want the same thing I gave ya. I finally figured out Magic Mouth is used for sucking. Roxanne Shante is only good for steady fucking. Jesse Shannon Marley Marl is really only bluffing. Like Dougie Fresh said, I tell you now you ain't nothing. Compared to Red Alert, Tongue Kiss and Boogie Down Production. Say ease and I run up, you say ease and I run. Say KRS-One, you know them can't understand. We're moving over there and then we're moving over here.
Gotta stop it right there, because he was dissing a lot of people right there, and I want you to know who he was dissing and what he was saying about them. Go back a little further. First of all, come on. The heck? Okay. Mr. Magic, he says right here, pick any dick for the flavor that you savor. Mr. Magic might wish to come and try to save you, but instead of helping you out, he wants the same thing I gave you. So he's dissing on Mr. Magic, who was the radio personality who gave them play, and he was also, part of the radio station WBLS. Him and Marley Marl. Marley Marl was the DJ who spinned, and he was the radio personality on WBLS who promoted his Juice Crew. And okay, so let's get that started, and we're gonna go down a little bit further. Okay, I finally figured out Magic Mouth is used for sucking. Like I said, he's the DJ. He was the radio personality on BLS, so he's dissing him. Roxanne Shante is only good for steady, fucking. Roxanne Shante, part of the Juice Crew. You had these were the members of Juice Crew. They're all goats. They're all legends, so you can't sleep on none of them. They had some greats in Juice Crew. You had Roxanne Shante, MC Shan, Biz Monkey, rest in peace, bro. Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Master Ace, Craig G, and Tragedy. They were all from Queens, and they all represented Juice Crew on WBLS was promoting them. So let's keep it going. Just want you to know that.
Roxanne Shante is only good for steady fucking. MC Shan and Marley Marl is really only bluffing. Like Dougie Fresh said, I tell you now you ain't nothing.
Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh was a rapper, MC from the mid 80s to late 80s, and he had a song called Nothing, and the song is like, I tell you now you ain't nothing, you ain't nothing, really ain't nothing, song with something like that, and he just quoting us on that line from that song, Dougie Fresh, just to make his song sound a little bit, witty, put a little flavor in there when he's dissing somebody, let's keep it going.
Compared to Red Alert on Kiss and Boogie Down Productions.
Compared to Red Alert on Kiss and Boogie Down Productions. Red Alert was a DJ personality who ran Kiss, who was on Kiss FM, the other radio station that Boogie Down Productions was down with, so, they had their people, like they had their people, the Juice Crew, they had Boogie Down Productions on Kiss. Red Alert had Jungle Brothers, he had Tribe Called Quest, he had De La Soul, he had, Busta Rhymes, he had Black Sheep, he had Latifah, he had a whole lot of people down with the Kiss, with Kiss FM, Native Tongues, so let's keep it going. So it was like a war between those two radio stations for hip hop.
Say ease and I run, we say ease and I run. Say KRS-One, you know them can't understand. Been moving over there and then been moving over here. This name of this routine is called Life Union Square. Ooh, what's the matter with your MC Marley Marl? Don't you know that he's out of touch? What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan? On the wheels of steel Marlin sucks. You better change what comes out your speaker. You better off talking about the whack boomer sneaker. Cause once created hip hop, queens will only get dropped. You still telling lies to me. Everybody's talking about the Juice Crew funny, but you're still telling lies to me.
Gotta stop it there. That's the end. But that was it right there, yo. That was the song of that time. The first diss record on wax. That doesn't make sense, diss record on wax. Record is already on wax. The first diss on wax. KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions. He went hard. A lot of people consider this to be the best diss on wax, answer on wax, battle on wax, battle wax. They consider this to be the best one ever. The first and the best one. My opinion is I have two best ones. I can't decide which one I like more because they're both I like them both the same pretty much. Is this The Bridge Is Over and Nas Ether, where he's eating up when he's dissing Jay-Z. Those are my two favorite ones of all time. I could listen to them over and over. I play them from random times when I just feel like hearing it. But this is classic KRS One. And a little thing about KRS One, what he did was after this came out, off the Criminal Minded album in '87, Scott LaRock unfortunately was shot, and he was shot trying to break up an argument dispute between D Nice and some people in the Bronx. They was arguing. He tried to break it up and diffuse it, and he wound up getting shot. So after that happened, KRS One kind of changed up the criminal minded aspect, and then he went into that Malcolm X, By All Means Necessary, which was his next album. That was his persona there, and he became the teacher, and the educator, and the real MC. KRS represents his culture. That's why you need to know him, know about him, know that name, and know what he did, because he's one of the people who, like, if he didn't do things like this, then hip hop wouldn't have been strong enough to last. Y'all wouldn't have this now. Y'all would have something totally different. I don't know what it would be, but it wouldn't be hip hop. It wouldn't be hip hop. You know what I mean? If the power was to be, if we didn't have strong people who held down the culture at an early stage so it can survive. Because everyone would say, like, oh, hip hop's going to be going in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. My mom used to say that. She's like, listen to that dumb music. It's going to be gone in 10 years. It's all stupid. No one understood. Everybody called it stupid, didn't understand it. People mocked it. Yeah, people mocked it. People mocked it a lot. You watch a lot of movies and stuff like that, and you see, like, they'd say, like, this Caucasian white people, they get on there and they mocked it. They mocked hip hop. They mopped our personas, the way we moved. They would do like this in movies like this, because Run DMC used to do it. But they did it in a way that it wasn't like praising or happy about hip hop. They did it in a way they mocked it, like they mock black people behind our backs a lot of time. They do, they don't do it to our face, but they mock us, and sometimes they mock us right in our face. But they're doing it in a way that they can get away with it and it won't look like it, But they mocked hip hop. The way we dress, the way we talk, and they're like, like watch some old shows from the 80s with like a hip hop theme. They mocked us, you know what I mean? So we had to fight through that to keep it going, but they couldn't stop it because people wanted to hear it, the real stuff, and people wanted to see real hip hop. So that's why I do 90s, because 90s was that era where we fought. 90s is like the civil rights era for hip hop. We had to fight, the Jim Crow era, you know what I mean? No, 90s was like the civil rights era, and the 80s was like the Jim Crow era, you know what I mean, of hip-hop, But we had to fight for it, man. So I just want the youth to understand that this wasn't something like jazz, I'm not going to say jazz, like all these other genres that just formed, like, oh, like, yeah, it just formed itself, and it was okay and acceptable. Nah, what you listening to now, they didn't want this. They didn't want this. They didn't. They didn't want kids. They didn't want kids listening to it. They didn't want them little suburban white kids listening to it and all that stuff. They didn't want that. And that's the truth. And I'm not saying that to sound racist or anything like that. That's just the truth. Sometimes some things are just the truth. And what it is, you call it what you want to call it. I'm not saying anything that's different. I'm giving you facts of what they did. And you can determine how you feel about it. But I just want you to understand I know I'm going on for a long time, but this is passionate to me because I experienced it. I experienced people saying, turn that shit off. I don't want to hear that. What is that? That jungle music. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't understand hip hop. And I'm like, what are you saying? Jungle music? Like this is more complex to what you're listening to. Why is it that your music is so much better than ours? Because it originated somewhere where you're not familiar with. They don't judge these heavy metal artists back then, or like them hard rock artists and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Much, they didn't talk about them. They associated us with drugs and crime. But like, what about them heavy metal artists who out there who ODing off of crazy acid and drugs and stuff like that, and violence in their movies and in their music. You know what I mean? You don't criticize them. You criticize them, but it's okay. You criticize us, but it's not okay. You want to pass laws banning the sale of our music. Who is it? We're the reason. Who is it? 2 Live Crew. They're the reason why when you buy music, or like when you go to the store and you see music, or like you see the albums and it has those ratings on it, advisory stuff like that. There's a reason behind that. That wasn't always the thing. People put that because they wanted to stop this ban albums from selling certain hip hop songs in stores. That's what they wanted to do, but they couldn't do that because that's illegal. They can't ban your music. There's the amendment. Freedom of speech. Freedom of expression. You know what I mean? So what they did was they started putting these labels on there, rating labels and advisories, cautions on there instead. That's the best they could do because they couldn't stop you from buying it or selling it. They can't put a ban on something constructive like music. So they put those advisories on there and they rated them. They started rating them. That's because of hip hop. So just a little history. I'm gonna stop right there. Yo, my peoples, hope you enjoyed the Boogie Down Productions Bridge is Over answer song to MC Shan's The Bridge. KRS-One, I hope you get more into him and realize he's a legend. And I'm going to stop it right there. Peace, y'all. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and definitely leave in comments to let me know if I'm doing a good job or anything you want to hear. All right? Peace, one, we out.